Hello and welcome back to another MACS Chats episode. As always, I'm Remy, one of your podcast officers, and this week we're shaking things up a little. We're going to do a segment called We Watched It So You Don't Have To, and we're talking all things media that we absolutely despise, we hate. So I brought the biggest haters I know on here. So if one of you want to introduce yourself, these people are very beloved for me, so no hate.
My name's Ethan. I'm Remy's one and only, the real one. And I'm here to hate and hate and hate and hate.
Yeah, so very on brand for you. Ankacha.
Hi, I'm Elise. I'm one of Remy's best friends. I would hope that she considers me one of her best friends. Well, she's one of mine.
Time to start the hating.
This is the hating. The hating side's here. Well, I'll kick the band off. We recently watched a movie called Relay, and it's an action movie. But that's where my hatred starts, right? Action movies, and warning to anyone watching that is like an action movie stan, they lure you in, they fill you with drama, and I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, this is suspense, this is killing, like I'm loving this. And then all of a sudden they're in a car chase, this guy gets hit by a car, and I'm like, why do action movies try to fit so much in at so much time? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, and it's like, when I'm watching Fast and Furious, I know that I'm watching Fast and Furious. I know that I'm watching a car show, right? But for this one, it was like a spy movie, so it's like they built it up, and I was like, oh my God, like I love this. I'm on the edge of my seat, literally. And then it's like, wow, it's returned back to an action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that sounds like they did exactly what they were meant to do.
I'm
going to start hating on you. Actually, that's exactly what you want from an action movie. You got to be lured into the fact of like, oh my God, maybe all this tense, like, we're just going through it. No one knows. When's the action going to actually start? Who knows what's happening right now? And then, it just all comes at you at once. And you're like, oh my goodness. Heart is beating. Action is happening. Bing, bang, boom. And then in the movie, he gets arrested. And that's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say, I'm not sure if I'm like an action movie sort of gal. But in saying that, I love like The Rookie, so then I'm kind of well, that's Ethan shaking his head. I don't know. I love.
No, that's like action as well, and but I feel like that's a perfect combination, you know. Whereas like you get a bit of action, but it's also drama built up and into it. Like I feel like you can develop character plot types, and then you get attracted to the characters.
I think I like action shows, like something that's a series rather than just a movie. I don't know. I like. You also get to see like relationships between people form, and it's over like a long period of time. Like you have a lot of opportunity to also like guess where things are going. Like you're working with the detectives like in your own mind. So I like that, but I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably the best thing when you can like form like from TV shows, you're constantly like forming relationships and opinions with the characters, with the plot types. Whereas like in an action movie, I can't form any opinion based off of a car chase. Like he got hit by a car, and I'm like, what? He's already.
And he still survived. Wow.
But he's like.
Wow. Like, I'm so impressed by you. You are amazing. I'm rooting for you.
Because he's already being chased by police officers, like multiple people. They've got guns. The gun is going. All of a sudden, boom, hit by a car. And I feel like that is the epitome of an action movie.
But like, it was a cop in the car.
Yeah, that's the thing. Another cop.
It was just a cop. It was just a continued chase.
I don't know. I haven't watched it. So is it worth the watch or not?
No. I do not like action movies, but like I just got to defend them because that's what they're there for. They're there to fill that niche, and maybe that's not our niche, but it's not even a niche.
It's someone's niche,
but it's someone's life. I mean, you've got you've got Disney adults, and you've also got Avenger adults. Like, there's some freaks out there.
I feel like Disney adults is definitely another thing that I will hate on. I don't mind like Disney bounding. I feel like, you know, when they've got a little bit of a hint in their outfit. But Disney adults are scary, like terrifying. Like fully grown adults going to Disney. I understand like taking your kids, like it's a family affair. Like I love that. But when you're actively posting about it and it's just like your entire personality online has become Disney, I feel like it's time to grow up.
Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Who's the creator on TikTok that's like, let's do our Disney bound outfit
Oh,
today?
yes. Oh, I don't know her name either, but she does cameos as well.
Well, she started off really cute, and then I feel bad for saying this, but she really got under my skin.
No,
I
understandable.
couldn't watch anymore. Like everyone was like sending them to me, and I was like,
It was a Delaney or something like that.
yeah, I actually just find it a hard watch now.
I think so. I think it's the singing in it.
I think so. I think it's just because it's it's
Yeah.
definitely over the top. But then I kind of feel bad because I'm like, that's her,
That's her entire brand and
Yeah.
like whole entire
and like
life.
that's what she loves. Like I'm
And-
hating on her passion right now, but I just like I couldn't watch it.
Yeah,
you really
I,
just gotta hold the screen and hit not interested.
mm,
That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I also think though, like it started off as like her personality, like she definitely was interested in this. And then I think through the hating online, it took a lot of traction as well. So in
Mm.
that case, like you feel quite bad because it's like it did start off as her passion. And like that's why she was like emerging online as a creator. But for context, she would like do these like Disney bounds, which is like where you dress as a character without actually like cosplaying the character. And then she would sing songs in the like TikToks with like from the show. So like she'd
Was
do
she
a
good
little
singer?
I think she auditioned actually for like a cruise musical.
Yeah.
So I think, but I don't think she got it.
She got flown out to like America or something as well to do the audition, I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
I think she went to like Disney in Orlando.
But who are we
Mm.
to judge? Like,
No, who
go
is it?
girl.
She's also like making a lot of money from cameos.
Well, you know what? Things that people find really annoying get views. Like the more I know
Real.
she's probably not purposely like trolling people, but when like there's a mass following of people who just find like certain content really annoying, it almost like pushes it out there more.
Yeah, it's almost as rage bait. Like I feel, and like as a marketing campaign, a lot of companies are picking up rage bait because like
Yeah.
you want to get views, and like rage gets people views.
Well, was Sydney Sweeney's what American is it American
Eagle.
Eagle? Yeah, that
Well, that was like rage bait.
that
And
was a
then-
hard watch too. Like regardless of like the content of what she was saying, even just like listening.
I did like
Ah.
listening to it was like it actually made my skin crawl. Like it's so vile. And you know, it came out the same time as like a Dunkin' Donuts ad with actually Gavin from Some Perm Pretty, and it was
Oh,
also,
I saw that.
and it was also like a jean campaign, like jeans, like as in like making the pun of jeans. And so I was like, well, why? Firstly, if I had a nickel for every time jeans were brought up this week, like I'd have 2 nickels. So I feel like
Too
in
many
general,
nickels.
too many nickels, exactly. But I feel like with Sydney Sweeney, it's just a little bit vile because you can read into it of like she's reclaimed, because it was a Brooke Shields, I think, like tribute, and like that's why the campaign actually was started. But I think in general, like you can read into it, oh, like she's reclaiming like how she's been sexualized so often, right? But then also a lot of people were making like race connotations and how like there was like racist undertones.
I think that was probably the biggest thing because she
Mm.
was basically talking about like my genes are really like Aryan.
Yeah, and like
I'm white, blonde,
And
and
you should be too.
blue
yeah,
eyes.
and like my genes are better. Like
I think it's really controversial because I know like there's a lot of people that were coming to her defense in the comments. Like I'm sure like that wasn't her intention. I'm like, I hate that as an excuse because at the end of the day, like your team and you agree, like you read the script, you have to understand that even if it's not your intention, if it's still gonna come across that way, it's still damaging.
yeah, it's still going to come across that way. And like so many people are signing off of it. You have a level of degree that you understand what you're doing and
It's-
you're choosing to put yourself out there.
It's kind of like Kendall Jenner's scandal with Pepsi. It's like
Yeah.
literally almost the
It's the same premise. And I actually went into a TikTok rabbit hole around that as well. Have you seen the ad?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Kendall
the
one.
Kendall one
Yeah.
when she like gives the Pepsi to
With the
like the
cops,
cops.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, girl, like there's some level that you just don't cross. But then also I feel like online communities take things and they dive into it, right?
Yeah.
But I think like I watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians right after it happened. And I think like in the episode, Kendall was like to Kim, like, you've never experienced something to this degree. Mind you, like she's literally been involved in sex scandals. Like her tape literally got like put out there. If anything, she's got more experience than you, babe.
Yeah,
No,
like poor
100%.
Kendall, she's sitting in her $500 billion mansion doing whatever the hell and getting assaulted online. But like, turn off your phone and go dive into your massive pool, woman.
Yeah.
Go
I-
get a cucumber.
And also, like, Kim's tape came out in a very different time. Like, we had this conversation last night. We were talking about kind of like OnlyFans and like, like
we were
that's-
talking about like sex, like the sex industry, right? And like how you have such a multitude of like adverts from that. Like you can have like
Yeah.
OnlyFans models, and then you've also got like porn stars, that type of thing. And we were really talking about like the image created, and like it can be positive or negative. And I feel, but in a day and age of like online, we were really talking about how like anything you publish, regardless of it's anything to do with like OnlyFans or anything, like it's gonna be on the internet forever. And like that's what I think. Like the internet, you know, you can delete content, you can delete comments, you can delete tags, but at the end of the day, like people are still gonna see it. And like
Yeah.
even when you talk about like the Kardashians and like when they post like Instagrams that are like, you know, face tuned, that type of stuff, like people are seeing that and they're still releasing it. And you know, if you delete a comment or you delete a picture, like people have already seen it. And you were talking about like the screenshots as well.
Yeah. And well, when like Kim's sex tape came out with Ray J, you know, like OnlyFans wasn't a thing. Like I feel like OnlyFans is becoming like in some way like normalized. I don't know like ethically whether it should or it shouldn't. I don't, especially for young viewers. I think that's dangerous. But I think Kim, like when we're talking about Kim and Kendall, like if Kim's tape had been released like now, it probably wouldn't, obviously because she's such a big name, it probably would have been a different outcome. But like back then, obviously there's a lot more scrutiny because like,
yeah, like she
how
was-
many content creators are putting out sexual content back then?
Exactly. And like it also came as a time, like obviously not the same time, but also like you think Pamela Anderson, like in her type as well. And it's like people are not actively like wanting to put that out. And I think that's the big thing. Whereas like when you think about like the sex worker community and like even Bop House right now, like these women are choosing to put that out.
I hate the Bop House.
Let's talk about it. I think like when you are put in an online space that your content is for adults and you're publicizing that it's for adults, but you're putting it out on platforms that are majority made up of teenagers and young girls, I think it's very, very dangerous, especially when and we were talking about this before, when you have online forums and you're saying like, I'm making lots of money, this is a quick, easy way. You're in a house of friends, like a huge house that's lots of money. You know, like young people are looking at that and they're like, well, what way can I, like, how can I make that money? Because it's fast, it's quick, easy money. And like they're publicly advertising that. They're like, yeah, like my client, like I got this amount of money and now I have this car. And like you're posting videos in front of a car and like, yes, I'm happy for you and that's the revenue that you've taken. And like you've obviously done that. Like it's hard work, the sex industry. So to be able to be a creator in that space, like it's empowering. But when you're targeting towards young kids, I think that's where the danger lies.
I mean, like, go hustle, queen. Like, get your money. And I understand that social media is like has a massive role to play with these types of creators actually getting famous. Like, you look at Anna Paul, like what actually brought light to her OnlyFans account and has made her as successful as she is now. Well, that's a whole different discussion. Yeah. But if you like look at like maybe a few years ago, her TikTok was like played a massive role in her success on OnlyFans. So I get that they have to advertise somewhere, but is advertising on TikTok, like, is that the right way to go? And the Bop House is a whole different thing too. Like, they're purposely creating beef and drama, and it's put as a fun house, like you said, like all these content houses, it's put as like really fun, lighthearted, but like obviously the Bop House is a very different thing.
Yeah, and I think like I saw a video where they like took Piper Raquel as well, and it's like that's a literal child, and you're posting like sexual content, but then you're also posting with like children. Like she's a minor, but I feel like that's another thing. Like child influencers.
Did you watch the documentary?
I didn't. Did you?
I did.
What was
your
opinion on it?
It was a hard watch, and I hate how like I think when claims that serious, and I like personally, my standpoint, I believe those kids for what
100%.
I like believe what they went through, and like seeing their stories and stuff. It was really sad to watch, and everyone was all over it. Like everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like supporting these like poor kids who are like obviously now adults, but supporting them for what they went through. But like no one's like it loses like social media is so
It's intangible. I think that's the biggest
things
thing.
get thrown away.
Micro-trendy.
Yeah, things get thrown away so fast. Like people talk about
Yeah.
important issues, but like 5 minutes later, we're onto a different one, and we didn't even fix the last one. Like
Yeah.
it's yeah. I don't know. I think people are just very quick to throw opinions out because there's the next like hate train.
Yeah, and I think like cancel culture as a whole is very, very large. And like people are very quick to hate and they're quick to say, well, you're not doing enough in the words of like advocacy. But it's like, what are you doing? You're behind a screen typing hate comments. Like, that's not doing anything beneficial.
There's positive hate and there's negative hate. I mean, everyone has to hate.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't, here we go.
Clip it.
Well, like if you don't hate, how can you appreciate?
Yeah, exactly. I think
Bars.
like in order to have a platform where you are recognizing things you enjoy and things you like, you have to also be able to recognize things you dislike, because otherwise like, you know, you're not going to be able to find forums that you like.
It's like you have a really shitty ex-boyfriend or you had a really bad experience with a guy. You hate him, but then like if you meet a really nice guy like Ethan, it makes you like appreciate him more because you're like, wow, like you're teaching me like what like a healthy, good relationship is. And like,
Except Remy has never talked to another man, so this doesn't really apply to her.
okay, no, I'm just giving an example though. Like say if you had a really bad experience with a guy, obviously that can like teach you that can teach you self-worth, like what you deserve. Like when you meet someone who treats you the way you should be treated, you appreciate that more. Not that you should settle for the bare minimum, but like
Yeah, no, 100%.
you can love that because you hated that.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can take that sentiment and apply it online. Whereas like if I see a video of like AI, for example, I can like firstly might not recognize it. Might be like, for example, the bunnies jumping on the trampoline.
I thought that was real. I'm
thought
going to
that-
be honest. I thought it was real.
Me too. I sent it to my mom and I was like, oh my goodness, how cute is this? And she was the one that was like, girl, you're taking media studies. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, she got you.
So she gagged me. But like you take that sentiment and it's like, you know, I can see bunnies on the trampoline. Yeah, I might think it's real. But then the next time I see something, like I'm going to implement that strategy. And it's like, well, now like I know this isn't real type of vibe.
I know we're talking about things we hate, but I actually find AI videos so funny.
I love them.
Do you like that? Do you like the brain rot ones?
Oh, again, another conversation we had this morning. I hate brain rot, but I'm part of the problem.
Oh, hell yeah.
I hate it. Like we were talking about the comparison between like TikTok in 2022 to 2025. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my doom scrolling now. Like I feel like I'm becoming dumber. It's like AI. Like it's so easy to fall into a trap of like using AI and whatnot. And then you kind of forget how to actually do things without it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like a lot of people in this generation are very dependent upon AI. And you know, it can be used for good, but it also can be used for bad. Like even when you look at like brain rot AI talking babies, have you seen that?
Oh.
Well, unfortunately, I was shown that last night by someone.
But yeah, like you look at that and like at first glance, it's like, yeah, it's funny. It's content that like I would see, I might scroll past it, but I might sit there and watch it. And like on
You
the
sat there and
surface-
cackled at it.
You got me. Like I sat there, I cackled it, and I was like, this is the content I'm gonna enjoy. But then like if you dig deeper into it, like that can be used for quite bad. Like even, you know, we go on a rabbit hole and we were like looking out like all of the AI babies, but then like things are starting to emerge and it's like you're showing stereotypes, you're showing like yes they are, and like also they're babies, you know. Like it's AI, so it's obviously not using children. But like you're still using the premise of a minor, and I think that can be quite dangerous. And I think that goes for a lot of AI things. Like I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's like a whole online community of like people taking AI images of Bella Ramsey and like putting them online, and they're like cropping her face because in the new season of like The Last of Us, she has a line that's like, I'm going to be a dad. So it's introducing like her character is now transgender or along the lines of that. And so people are taking her face and putting them on like men like characters, for example, like Superman, like, and they're creating like movie titles with her face. And I feel like when you're looking at it from like an actor's standpoint, like their face is taken and like put on things. Like how would you feel if your face was taken?
Well, I haven't seen that, but it definitely like kind of brings into the topic of using AI to Photoshop, you know, like sexual pictures,
Like deep fakes.
yeah. Well, and it's so like anyone could do that now. That's how accessible it is. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, I think it like, and there's so many different like platforms that you can use as well. Because like from personal experience, like I only knew about ChatGPT, but then it's like I was doing a media class and they like encouraged us to use AI in this activity, and then we had to describe why it was like bad, right? And they were like, "Yeah, here these are a few different options that you can use," and it's like these are free online platforms, like anyone can go and access that.
Yeah,
And
you
then-
can create any image. I remember last year in year
Oh,
12.
Canva.
Yeah, like we were like you just put in anything random, it literally tells you what like it does exactly what you tell it to do. It's kind of like it's obviously it's fun for innocent purposes, but when like the wrong people
Yeah.
Take a hold of it.
yeah, that's the issue.
I think that's where the issue lies 100%, because like, you know, when you're sitting in a classroom like that, like we were making them in English and we were writing like I think we were like trolling like our friends and stuff, but it's like you take that, but then it's like you have actual online trolls and they're like make an image of blank 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 and it will just do it. Like there's no form of like that content isn't
appropriate. Yeah.
And I think like when you talk about X as well, because one of the AIs can be associated with X, and like nothing is modified on that. Nothing is like deemed as unacceptable, and like that is very, very dangerous.
I hate Twitter. If
Twitter?
we're well, yeah.
Yeah.
I
hate it.
refuse to call it X. That is
Yeah.
evil. I will never convert.
I just like it feels unnatural to like refer to it as X, but I know that's like what it is. But like I have been on Twitter X very few times. That is a scary place
It's a
right there. That
hellscape.
I will know. Like you know what, TikTok brain rot and like some content on TikTok now is bad enough. I feel like entering that space is not for me.
It's very scary. I personally don't have an account with it. I think like that's probably for the best. I think like if I had a Twitter account and then it converted to X, I would have left. But a lot of people like are stuck on it, I feel, because they had it beforehand when it was Twitter. And I think like it's very scary. It's like Reddit communities. You're very familiar with Reddit communities. He'll be like
It's
Googling.
quality.
Oh, I
Always gives the
love
best answers.
I love to find people's opinions on Reddit.
Yeah.
Some people are volatile though. There is like someone will put like a really vulnerable story up and like, hey guys, like I really, really need some advice. Like, what's your opinion? And people are just like, you
Die.
skank. Like
Your
die,
opinion
you're worthless.
sucks.
Do you guys see the TikTok Reddit stories? They are my favorite.
Oh, they're
like,
so good. And people are like
oh my
making
God.
slime in the back. Yes.
I see a lot of like the Minecraft jumping a lot on buildings, and then it's like
divorce him.
Bring back the Subway Surfers ones.
bring
Oh,
them.
I
back.
would,
yeah.
I'd almost be moving my finger at the same time, like jump, jump,
Oh
jump.
no. That is deep India. Get out.
I feel like you were definitely on brain rot TikTok then. I feel.
Oh, I fall down it so easily, and I hate that.
I feel like attention spans and rabbit holes of TikTok are very dangerous as well.
I have a really short attention span, but like you catch me on TikTok, I've never been more locked in.
No, but I feel like when you look at how the platform is actually designed, like I read an article and it was like the actual scrolling is likened to like gambling, and like when you like are in like
Yeah.
machines. Yeah.
Well, it's so easy. You move your thumb and there you go, like endless content.
Yeah, and like a lot of people didn't like that and they disagreed with that, and they said, you know, you should be implementing things that like change this and make sure that people can't access that so frequently. And then so they introduce like the you've spent such and such time on it, like set a time ban. But you can just put
Yeah.
in the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the
It's-
time ban is
It's like
This
screen
is-
time locks. Like I've tried it. It doesn't work.
If you don't want it to work, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. No, but even like I want it to work, but when
Yeah,
it comes
no, but,
down,
like,
like when
yeah.
it comes down to it,
Yeah, I can't do it.
I'll
either.
put in my password. There you go. Bang.
Yeah.
it's
Like
finished.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
I
5
just
more
gave up on
minutes.
them.
It's like a snooze alarm. It's,
Yeah, 100%. And I also think like when you think about that, TikTok is literally doing the exact same thing. Like I'll be like, oh, well, more video. And then it's like an hour later. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh,
But
I
think
waste
it's
so
really
much
like
time.
it's not so much pressure is put on the platforms to make a stand and do something about it. But I think that's just ridiculous because if they do something,
Consumer power is a massive thing. Like you should be able to control yourself. I know that these like apps are designed to get people hooked, but
I think it's on the government. Though.
I think there should be stronger regulation
Mm.
with these
Yeah.
things, not
100%.
just from the app, but from the
Individual.
government. Yeah.
I think like on an individual level, like you need to recognize your own faults. And then I think it needs to be done towards the government as well.
Well, everyone's always going to find a way to consume content. So like people like yes, government like have a massive responsibility in trying to fix the issues. But at the end of the day, if individuals want to consume content, they're going to find a way to do it.
Yeah. And
So you need to be able to like, at least have like a little bit of willpower. I know it's hard. Me,
I-
I'm looking at me right now. But
No, exactly. And I feel like that is also like willpower is a really big thing. Like even all of the parents that try to take their like iPads from their kids, like if the kids want the iPads, they're gonna find a way.
yeah, coming from an iPad kid herself, when my iPad was confiscated, I don't think it actually taught me a lesson. I think it taught me to scream louder. But
And that turned you into the woman you are today.
a monster.
A monster.
An iPad monster.
A brain rot iPad monster.
I'd like to think I'm more than that, but it's definitely a big part of me. But
But I think it's a lot better than the kids now that are literally being introduced to brain rot at like it feels like at 1 week old.
I'm
Like,
definitely-
it's ridiculous.
yeah, I'm definitely grateful. I feel like I had a great childhood without like being so dependent on technology. Like I didn't get an iPad till like a bit later anyway.
Well,
Like, Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never sat down in a restaurant with my iPad and my headphones on as
Oh,
a kid.
yeah, hell no.
Like my mum would probably give me a good spanking if I did that.
yeah, well, like, as someone who works in the hospitality industry, like, I find a lot of parents will come in with their kids and their iPads and they'll just be like, yeah, like, don't worry about them. And then they're, like, reaching over them and they're like, they'll get the, nuggets or whatever. And then, like, you literally bring the food out. The kids are still glued to the iPads and they're like, let me just, like, go over you.
Yeah.
Like, what are we teaching children if we're, like, if everyone else will do anything for them? And, like, if you're teaching your child that it's okay to be on their iPad watching, scrolling stuff at a restaurant, like, why aren't you teaching your child to interact with a waiter? Like, why aren't you teaching your child to go, oh, like, say what you want? Like, what do you feel like? And then they, like, I know my parents used to do that to me
Yeah.
when I was little. They'd be like, now you tell, like, what do you want?
Yeah, because it teaches foundational skills of talking to people.
And at the end of the day, it's like common respect and being polite, isn't it?
Yeah, and like it's just very sad. I feel like we were very fortunate growing up. Like obviously we're only Gen Z, like not like back in my day.
Oh, we're
But we're so old. But like we were one of the last generations, I feel like, of kids to not grow up so dependent upon devices. You know, like we still had like physical cameras, for example.
Flip
like,
phones were
yeah.
still a thing when we were little. Like, they
Exactly.
were still very much a thing. Like, I know my mum had one, like, when we were little, but, like, before, like, iPhones were, like, super common. I remember when Dad got an iPhone and it was, like, crazy.
It was revolutionary.
Yeah. It was, like, whoa. Like,
whoa. An iPhone.
I remember my little, I don't know if you guys ever had one, the little, like, squares, the iPods, like the Apple iPods, and I had, like, a little hot pink one. I don't know what they're called. An iPod? I'm pretty
it's
sure.
an iPod, yeah.
iPod Touch. Were those the ones?
No. iPod Touch is like
I love that little-
it's like an iPad and a phone. Though that was like an iPod Touch, but like
Oh, the ones with like the white scroll wheel?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, and it was literally just a square, and you had to like go onto like a PC or something to download from iTunes onto it. I loved that thing. I loved it. It was so good.
I was never allowed it. Like, I was very much a kid that was like, you're only going to get a phone if it's like going to help you to stay safe.
Oh,
And,
it wasn't a
like,
phone.
yeah.
It was like
Just
wait,
music?
It's just
No,
music.
I feel like
Wait, let me
hopefully
Google
people
it.
are listening and
And
like
they
will understand what I
yeah.
mean. It was
Everyone
literally
else knows.
it was
If
literally
it's
a
like the
colored
circle.
it
was
was
it like a
literally a
square?
colored metal square that you could plug headphones into.
It's like a Walkman with a screen.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
it didn't have a screen. You could get ones with a screen, but you could get ones without it.
You had one without a screen?
Yeah, and you just like
Okay,
press
I never heard of that.
What? Oh my god.
And they had like the tiny little screens, I swear. They had screens though.
This one.
Yeah,
It
that-
has
that's
like,
what I'm thinking of.
there's a
Oh, we had a
tiny little
family
screen.
one. That was our family one.
$717.
Well, that's because it's
Because it's an
classified as
It's
vintage.
an artifact, girl.
Look, like that. It was literally like that.
Oh, I did not have that.
I had a hot pink one.
I
The
got on
day
train
the
a bit
day I
late.
broke it was the worst day of my life.
It's heartbreaking.
Terrible.
But I feel like that's like probably deep rooted when you think about like kids nowadays with their iPads. Like, if they break them, I would not want to be a parent in that room. Like, that's scary vibes. Do we think that the Instagram, like social media ban for 16-year-olds is going to work government wise or?
Well, people just lie about their age. I remember I had
Yeah.
an Instagram fan account for One Direction when I was like 11.
The fan account. She said, I created edits and that was my community.
Hell yeah, I told Instagram I was 13.
Yeah, period. I feel like everyone is always going to find a way to get out of anything.
I don't know if you have to have some, I don't know how they're going to like,
Well, they haven't decided how they're going to implement
Yeah,
it
'cause
yet.
I
I feel
don't-
like they're just posturing.
I don't know how
And
you
it's
can,
useless.
I know like the theory is great, but I don't know, I agree with it. I know,
I don't agree with that.
no, part
I
of
think
me,
16 is it's too
16,
high.
actually, that is true. Like we were, in year 10? Like I couldn't imagine of not having,
social media.
look,
feel
I
like-
understand their reasons for it. I'd like, there's not a reason that they've said that I don't agree with, but there's also reasons why I
There's
don't.
good things, you know, like
Yeah.
we can sit here and hate on like, you know, brain rot, AI, all of that things. And like, yes, those things are dangerous and they can be used for terrible things. But there's also a lot of positives when it comes to social media.
Oh, true. 100%.
Like it connects people, it allows you to talk to other people. And like also when you think about like people living overseas, like it connects me with relatives as well.
I think, especially for people early in high school, like personally, I know you did, and I think you did as well. We all changed. We didn't go like at a primary school, high school. We changed to a different high school. It's like you're not going to see those kids from primary
Yeah.
school again if
No,
you
we
don't have
both came-
social media with them.
Ethan, we both came in year 7.
Yeah,
okay.
No, but like that's the thing. Like it connects people and I feel like you need that.
Yeah. I agree. I remember we had orientation in year 6 for Peninsula, and then I think it was over summer. I'm gonna name drop. I like
Name drop. They're watching the MACS podcast.
I followed Lola and like Indigo on Instagram and whatnot, and I remember like messaging Indigo over the summer before starting high school, and that was nice. Like you go to
Yeah.
school, you feel like you actually know someone.
Yeah.
I remember going on a live stream with Kira and Lola, like when I was camping
Live.
Instagram Live before I even went to school there.
Yeah.
I knew, mind you, I
exactly.
knew Kira from primary school, but I didn't know Lola, and now like look, we're like
They're like absolutely tight. And that's what I mean. Like social media can be used for good as well as it can be used for bad.
Yeah, so I think a blanket ban at 16 is just like
a blanket ban is
it's
extreme.
just stupid.
It's extreme.
I would understand it if we were looking at like a 12, 13 kind of age. But once you're getting it, like you could have a job by then. Like, what are we saying? It's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, I think I think that's a great point. Like if you're trusting people to enter the workforce at what is it, like 14 and 9 months?
Yeah, 14,
Yeah.
almost 15.
If you're allowing people who aren't even 15 yet to start working and they're earning money, I feel like at that point they should be trusted to kind of manage their own media. Well,
I-
not fully. I think there's things that shouldn't.
probably be shown. But I also think it depends on what workforce they enter, because I know my first app was like, my first workforce was connected via Facebook. Like I had to
Yeah,
have a
same.
Facebook account. Like my group chat was on Facebook Messenger. Like how was I supposed to know when my shifts were? Everything if I didn't have social media. So I feel like in some regards, social media can be used for good, but I do think there's a lot of dangers.
Yeah,
surrounding it.
shout out to Facebook groups for workplace. Shout out to Hungry
Same.
Jack's Mornington.
Shout out to Facebook Marketplace.
Or WTF Mentalizer.
Oh, that's where it's at.
Okay,
Yes.
so for people who don't live like down the peninsula or haven't heard of WTF Mentalizer, have a scroll.
Have a
It's-
scroll.
That's where it's at.
It's like it's an online forum.
Well, it's private, isn't it?
Yeah, but they
So
accept
you can't have a
anyone.
scroll.
Yeah,
Okay.
they accept anyone. You
But it's an online forum. I'm sure that it's not just in regards to the Manalizer area. I'm sure they're
like the
promoting
whole
like a
thing.
lot of, yeah, exactly. But I think like in general, WTF, if for anyone watching, it's an online forum on Facebook where people post like, you know, job adverts, or they'll be like terrible food reviews. My workplace did get a negative review a few weeks ago. And I feel like it's just an online community. And I feel like it is funny, like it's fun content. But then also digging deeper as well, like it's beneficial. Like there was a post put out that you showed us that was about like someone driving on a Peen highway.
Yeah, turning down like to go into the village, like Manalizer Way. There was a guy who was standing
He
on.
needs to be, the camera is like, I'm watching him like turn like this.
Yeah, there was a attempted car
Car
I saw
hijacking.
that.
Yeah, hijacking.
Yeah.
And I
Obviously,
think-
we know who it is, and I like feel terrible for her. Like she's
Oh,
our
do we?
age.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
smile
Don't laugh. He's not laughing
No,
in an
it's
it's
no,
funny
no.
way, but like
It
No,
was
but-
probably her fault. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the thing though, like online communities can be used for better because they show people, you know, what to be aware of, what to be like look out for, to try
remind
and
to lock your car doors.
yeah, exactly. And like in that case, like that was what it was suggested as. But a lot of like communities can showcase why, you know, this is dangerous. Also, a lot of change has happened on social media in regards to like higher up authorities because of like trends and stuff like that as well. Like there's a ripple effect. When people begin to talk and they actively hate, I think that it can also be used as a tool to implement change.
So we're literally implementing change right now. Like,
Yeah, this MACS chat
We are
right now.
advocates.
I feel, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. I feel like when you hate, there's a certain level of like, if you're hating, like you can recognize something is wrong as well, or something you disagree with, or something you don't like. So I think, like you were saying before, it's really important to be able to hate to know what's wrong and what's right.
Yeah.
true.
And look, don't get us wrong. Like, there's definitely hate comes in many forms and it comes in really terrible forms as well. I think innocent hating on like a show is fine. I think
Yeah.
when it's personal and you're attacking people, like people are attacking people online for like unwarranted reasons. Like Love Island, I know you guys haven't watched Love Island USA. Whoa. Like,
Yeah, no.
what the hell?
Like I wasn't on, like I didn't watch the show, and my TikTok was full of hatred, and like it was so widespread and so powerful that it was reaching me, and I did not even watch the show, you know? So I feel like hating, it's so mainstream now, and there's also a level of like, I'm gonna hate just because everyone else is gonna hate.
Oh, look, yeah, 100%. People jump on bandwagons so quickly for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that like when it's no reason, they're just hating for the sake of it. And it's like there's no substance to what you're saying. You're just sitting behind a computer writing mean comments.
Yeah.
It's
How
just
many
too
times?
easy.
Yeah. How many times do you reckon we've contradicted ourselves saying we love hate, but we don't?
I think well that's the thing.
Healthy hate. Healthy hate.
Healthy hate in moderation is okay. But when you're hating for like it's terrible, you know.
Disliking something is definitely not a reason to go online and like bash people, but everyone's entitled to an opinion.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And like some opinions can be used for better, especially in the media. Like opinions are what hold substance. You know, if you don't like a show and you're contributing towards online forums that are like, we don't like this, like it attracts attention.
It
Like
creates communities.
it creates a community, and it can also tell the directors, you know, this wasn't good. Like, this is what you need to do. For example, TV shows, like, if you don't like it, you can change it because people are hating online.
When it's constructive. Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. Constructive hate in media spaces are what we need to see rather than negative hates just for the hating.
You know, like when people leave a hate comment and it's like, I don't even understand what that was about. Like, you know, like when they're like,
Yeah.
"Ew, this is so gross." Well, like,
What is gross?
What was gross about it? Like, what didn't you enjoy? Like, I think
No, 100%. And it's like, well, at that point, like, you're just promoting words. Like, you're just saying words for the sake of it. And it doesn't hold any substance at all. And it's not even relevant to the video at hand.
Moral of the story, hate like us.
Exactly. Hate like us. And I think that's a really good way to finish. We're coming up to 40 minutes. So hate like us. Follow us on Monash MACS everywhere. We've got an Instagram, we've got a TikTok, we've got a YouTube. And tune in for this episode. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for my beautiful guest for coming on. It was lovely to have you. And to the viewers, if you've made it this far, you might as well follow us.
Great work.
Can I say shout out to the Summer Return Pretty fans right now?
Yeah, shout them out.
Love y'all. Hate Jeremiah.
Amen. Another hate. What a perfect way to finish. So bye.
Bye.